Hey there. I hope you're doing well. Today is January 12th. Today is the 15th day where we're going to actually use AI to launch automated trading bots. It's going to be super exciting, super fun. And right now we're going to add Instagram to the live stream if we're able to. Yes, we are. Give me a few seconds here. Perfect. So we're live with Instagram now, live on YouTube, LinkedIn, X. So the gang's all here. That being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in, okay? This is what the platform looks like. We're going to experiment with a few different views, but I'll put myself down here in the corner for now. So the way that this is going to work is we're basically going to go through the historical performance of our trading bots. And once we're done with that, then we're actually going to use Arcade, right? This AI trading assistant to generate a strategy for us that we have yet to actually use. And then from there, we'll launch a bot step by step, all on this one platform. We'll be able to back test it and then launch it with a paper trading approach. And then from there, we should be good to go, right? And again, the fun thing about this is it's totally interactive. So let's say if you have a brilliant idea, brilliant strategy that you actually want to see the results of, right? Or maybe a trading guru from YouTube or Instagram, and you want to fact check them a little bit. We can get the data, as long as it's technical analysis on crypto stocks, options, ETFs, right? As long as there is technical analysis involved, we'll be able to get the data and actually see if it works or not, right? So feel free to leave those strategies and those suggestions in the comments below. And before we begin, again, this video is brought to you by Arcade. We are totally self-funded for traders by traders. I am actually the founder of Arcade. And so we are not venture-backed. We are totally self-funded. I got us to this point, right, through selling custom software, building this stuff for wealthy individuals at tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per project. And now I built this software to basically make it to where anyone can have access to Wall Street level technology. So if you could, my favorite thing to ask is for you to share this video if you find it interesting or know someone who would find it interesting or helpful. Okay, that's my huge ask for you today before we jump into the results of the past bots. And so all that being said, go ahead and share this video if you can and you think it's worth it. But that being said, these right here, this is the section where we go over the past performance of all the different trading bots, right? So far you can see these green lights, right? These green lights mean that the strategy is currently active, currently trading. And so those are the ones we're going to go over. Now, that being said, throughout the series so far, if you've been following along, we've launched every single one of these bots from day 1 through day 14 has been launched at some time, but either they lost money, which is the blood, or they did not really trade, right? There really wasn't too much to write home about, right? Like the results weren't that astonishing. So today we're going to go over all of the ones with the green next to them. Okay, that's going to be the results we're going to be looking at. And this is day 1, right? So day 1 happens to be the best, most profitable strategy that I've launched so far. It's the RSI overbought, oversold on the 5 minutes chart. So literally I typed in my trading strategy, and I'm only going to explain this once because everything else is very similar to the way it's structured. I basically just type in my strategy and then the AI, right? And you'll be able to see a live demo of this in a bit. But the AI will launch a bot and we'll be able to back test it, all this stuff, right? And you could change the settings, all this stuff, right? And launch a trading bot, right? You could choose any ticker you want. So right now we're going to keep everything on NVIDIA. Again, if you haven't seen the previous videos, go ahead and watch those if you want to kind of catch up where we're at. But we choose NVIDIA every time just so we can keep the performance, a 1-to-1, right? So like everything we're comparing to is either against the market or against the strategy, right? So that's what we want. We can control how much percent of our portfolio we want, or how much we're willing to risk per trade, or how many units we want to trade. You can do live trading or paper trading. Both of them work. And so the cool thing about this is, right, is literally once you have all your stuff taken care of, right, all of your settings taken care of, you press start, right? Obviously right now it says stop because it's currently active, but you press start and then this thing literally just runs for you, as you'll see in a bit, right? Anyways, that being said, that's kind of how this works. And that being said, let's go ahead and look at the performance of this bot since we've launched it. Boom, $18,000 profit, right? And this is totally automated. The 106 trades that it's taken and the 73.6% win rate, these things are all totally automated for us through Arcade, right? Like we do not have to place any of these trades. This is not signals. This is literally the computer is buying and selling for us according to our exact strategy. And it's this AI can let you automate any strategy you want, not just this one, right? So like any strategy you can think of, and if you don't know any strategies, this AI can actually give you strategies to automate, right? Anyways, that being said, it also gives us the fees and the volume that we've been trading, right? And if we want to see, basically the performance over time, you can see, that it's been pretty great. Really, it's like the win rate's not much to write home about. The profit factor is insane. The profit factor of 5.69. I mean, that's truly something to marvel at, right? And when you compare that to if you just buy and hold Nvidia, we're dramatically outperforming that, right? It's really, really great performance here from this RSI overbought, oversold at the $18,000 profit, right? So anyways, that being said, that's the first one we're going to check. The next one, we're going to go ahead and check day 9, which is the dual moving average crossover. Now, the last time that we actually checked this, there wasn't really much movement, but we're going to go ahead and see what the update is here, right? So again, it's the same exact structure, but just tailored to this strategy. The AI builds all of this. You don't need to know how to code it all, as you'll see shortly, but let's go ahead and check the performance. Okay, like small win, right? $143 profit, small associated fees, really not many trades, not much volume. And we can kind of see the performance over time. Looks like we kind of went small profit here. So the first trade we made a decent little $100 profit, lost it, right? Like lost half of it, then boom back up to, a decent little profit clip there. So that is going to be the dual moving average crossover. Nothing really to write home about. Next one we're going to look at is the stochastic oscillator divergence. Again, same thing here, right? AI built all of this for us, right? We didn't have to code. We literally just type in English and it was taken care of for us. And this one's a lot better than the previous one, right? This is our second best one so far. $3,229 profit, totally automated. I didn't have to do really a single thing besides just, type in English. And this profit was basically bestowed upon me. And it could be bestowed upon you if you want to. This is not, and by the way, none of this is financial advice, okay? Like you have to do your own due diligence. And with these tools, right, this software allows you, right, as someone who is not on Wall Street, but is serious about trading, to have all the same tools, right? Or a lot of really, really great tools that they have on Wall Street, right? So again, it take 48 trades, $16 in fees. And as you can see over time, pretty sturdy, right? So it looks like NVIDIA is the orange line here. So Apple actually is outperforming NVIDIA in this particular case. As I mentioned, we made a rule of just having NVIDIA. So like the Apple here kind of muddies up the performance. But again, all that to say is we're still profitable either strategy. And that being said, let's go ahead and move on to day 13. So day 13 is the ADX trend strength. From what I recall, this really didn't have much movement either, but we're going to check right now. And as you can see, everything is sort of on par with the other ones in terms of structure. And again, if you have any questions, I'll take a little break. Noah, nope. Man, yeah, it is a lot of money, dude. Some of these things, are pretty profitable, but this one, right, like to kind of show you an example of something that isn't really that impressive, right? Because I don't want everything to seem like it's win, 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 win. It's, this one hasn't even taken a single trade, right? There's really nothing to write home about. And then the most recent strategy we built, right, day 14, the EMA pullback, from what I recall, this one actually is a loser, right? Because again, not all, negative $1,800, right? So overall, our portfolio is profitable, right? And we built all of this using AI and just English language, really, really easy to do. And listen, if you have any questions or you have any strategies that you want to test, feel free to leave them in the comments. But beyond that, now we're going to move into the second portion of the video where we actually use the AI to launch a trading bot, right? So all we're going to do is go down here, and this is like pre-made prompts. You can also just type this out, but just to save us a little time, we can go and ask it to give me 10 strategy ideas for stocks, Forex, crypto that I got to automate right now, right? And then we should, in a few seconds, have it, give us some strategies we could use. It's currently thinking, currently working. So let's go ahead and give it a quick little moment to kind of load up here. As we do, I'm not sure what you're drinking. I'm drinking a Celsius tropical vibe. Cheers. Right on time. You have your 10 trading strategy ideas, right? So now what we do is we go through everything we've done so far and we see which one we haven't done, right? So we're gonna go ahead and check now. So first things first, so day 0, SMA crossover strategy. Yep, done that one. RSI overbought, oversold. Yep. Bollinger Bands. I think we've done Bollinger Bands. Yeah, right there. Yep. MACD crossover. Yep, did that one. Stochastic oscillator. We have stochastic overbought reversal strategy, not stochastic oscillator. Oh, right there. Yep, we do have that one. Parabolic SAR trend strategy. This one seems pretty intense. I don't think we have this one. Doesn't look like we've ever done this one. So I think what we're going to do is this one right here. Is number 6. Yep. So we've never done number 6. We're going to do parabolic SAR trend strategy. And so this gives us a little brief description. Now, if you wanted to learn more about this strategy, you simply just ask the AI to, explain, teach me more about strategy number 6, right? But for the purposes of this video right here, we're just gonna go ahead and launch the bot. But if you wanted to go explain, right? No, actually, well, let's say, by the way, I'm typing with one hand, okay? So I'm typing like a slug. I apologize, but teach me more about 6, right? So I just literally teach me more about 6. And shortly here, right, we should be able to see it give us a definition, a little bit more information on strategy 6. And as you can see, the AI is actually thinking, but here we are, strategy 6, the parabolic SAR strategy, right? Stop and reverse is what SAR. By the way, I don't know anything about the strategy, so I don't know if it's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be bad. I'm literally learning it exactly when you are. So bear with me, right? But as you can see, what it measures, typical patterns, common interpretations, right? And again, if you have any questions about the definitions of any of these, what does parabolic mean, for example, right? You may or may not know. You could simply just ask the question, right? And the AI will teach you anything you need to know, right? Please note, like all indicators, parabolic SAR is not foolproof, and it should be used in conjunction with other indicators or analysis methods. Also, it tends to work best in trading markets and can give false signals in ranging markets. So again, it gives us a little disclaimer there, right? But like I said, we're just here to test out strategies, back test them, paper trade them, just see what works, right? And hopefully kind of give you a good idea of, maybe what could work for you and maybe something to, do a little more research on. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and say, please build me a bot using 6. Cool. And I didn't say number 6. I just said 6 again. So hopefully it understands what I'm saying here. I try to be pretty, just I speak to it, right? Yeah. And so I speak to it just how I'd speak to a human. Don't have to, be too careful, right? Most of the time it kind of gets what you're saying. So anyways, ask us. Now it's kind of a game of 20 questions, right? So it knows that we want the parabolic SAR indicator. Now it's a game of 20 questions. And in this case, it's 4 questions, right? So number 1, time frame. On the time frame, we want, let's say the 5-minute chart is fine. Because again, I personally am a position trader. I trade like 5 to 10 times a year. I definitely hold overnight. I could hold months at a time. And so, I don't necessarily encourage, none of this is financial advice. I don't necessarily encourage day trading or swing trading or position trading. Everyone has something that works differently for them. I just encourage you to, do research and find something that will work for you based on your goals, right? But for the purposes of these videos, I always choose a small time frame so we can take a lot of trades, so we can see results, a little quicker. So that being said, entry conditions. The basic condition would be to enter long one position. So yeah, we're just going to use the, like the most popular and the most common approach. So we're going to not add any other conditions. We're just going to do this. Exit conditions, basic, boom. And we're not going to add a take profit or stop loss. No TP or SL, right? So again, if you if this is a strategy that you're familiar with, feel free to leave a comment and I will actually just edit this in the future. But for right now, we're not going to have any take profit or stop loss. It's no worries, right? So anyways, do you want the bot to trade only during certain hours or days? No, 24/7. But again, if you have this strategy and you want to limit it to only, Tuesdays at 9:45 Pacific, you could make that edit, right? But for the time being, we're just going to go ahead and just have these normal, conditions. And shortly here enough, again, the AI is working, right? If we scroll up here, you can see it working. Oh, it's already done. Yep, cool. So look, it go ahead and went ahead and kind of gave us a summary of this. And then as you can see, this green button lit up before. I'm not even sure if you noticed it was even there, right? But now, as you can see, it's bright, vivid green. So all we have to do now, that means the entire conversation, the AI has been collecting information. And when it lights up green, this button, when it lights up green, it means the AI has sufficient information to launch a bot, right? Or to launch a strategy. So what we're going to do is simply just click this button, and then the AI begins to work for us, right? Almost as if you have a personal software engineer right at your fingertips. It's really, honestly, man, it still blows my mind, right? So it's already extracted the rules. It's currently generating code, right? And this is, again, would take you normally, right? I've ran a software development agency for years. This would take you months of time. Would take you months of time to not only build the code, but to refine the code. It would take you at least a few hours to meet with the client, right? To go ahead and make sure and get everything crystal clear, right? Now in this, right, we've been on the call. We've looked at every single, past performance of everything, and a bunch of different strategies and done so many different things on the call. And it's less than 17 minutes that we've been on the call, right? And right now you have a AI that's generated the code for you already. Now it's currently refining the structure of the code. And then shortly here, before we even know it, the AI will be done and we'll have a fully automated trading bot, and it will come up right over here, right on the left-hand column. And man, I don't know. The way that technology is improving right now is just, it blows my mind, honestly, as someone who's been working in tech now for really since my 19 years old, right? So, basically 7 years, the way technology is improving is just so insane and something that you should really be excited about, right? And again, as I, talk about how you should be excited, we have the bot here, right? Similar to the things that you saw at the beginning of the video, the structure is the exact same, right? We want to go ahead and name this strategy, right? We want to copy this. Let's go ahead and name this, right? And again, I'm typing in one hand here, so bear with me as I, struggle through this here. But we want to go, right, we're going to name this day 15, just as the other ones are. And then we're going to go ahead and just give it that exact same name here. I'm going to press save and see it. You can see it saves its name right here. But like I said, it gives you your entire strategy description, gives you all of the settings. So if I want to change anything, then we just simply change it, right? So that's what I was telling you. If you have a suggestion, for example, on this strategy, you just let me know, and on a future video, I'll go ahead and change it, right? Now, for the ticker, as I mentioned, we're going to pick NVIDIA, but we're not going to do this quite yet because the first thing we want to do is backtest. So we're not going to launch a bot yet. The first thing we're going to do is going to go over here and go backtest. And as I mentioned, we're going to try NVIDIA. And if you don't know what backtesting is, it's no worries. Basically, it's just looking at how this strategy would have performed in the past. Past is not a guarantee of future performance, but it is data, right? It is some data points, for you to consider before you actually go and risk your real hard-earned money, right? It's definitely something that I use to consider, right? This is something that, a lot of the best traders in the world oftentimes consider using before they risk their real money. So if you have never run, back testing, right, or never conducted due diligence of any kind, this is definitely a huge tool that will help you improve your trading, right? And again, this may take a while sometimes for this to load here, and that's for good reason, right? Because a lot of times, like in this particular case, we're pulling out, right? We pulled out the last 100 bars of data, right, on the 1 or 5 minute chart. I forget what we picked, and then literally running it through this strategy, the last 100 bars, right? Or 100 days, I believe, right? So yeah, the last 100 days, right? Oh no, 100 bars, it looks like. This is still all January, yeah, so like this is to January 5th all the way to today. So the last 100 bars that we're dealing with, and it's crunching all the numbers associated with this strategy to give us 200, it did 217 trades, right? So that's why it took a little long to actually calculate, right? But now you can see every single trade it would have taken, literally step by step. You can see the win rate, you can see the P&L, you can see the profit factor, you can see the max drawdown, all of this stuff. You can see the equity curve over time, every single trade you would have made. It's all here for you so that you can make the best decision that you know how to, right? This is giving you data that you didn't have before, simply put, right? Giving you technology and access to, resources that you just never had before, right? It's really, really something super special. And so again, for me, right, we have all this data. This strategy would not be something that I personally would move forward with if it was my money, right? If this wasn't a YouTube video, I would not personally move forward with this. But for the sake of the video, we are going to move forward with it, right? So those results were not that great, right? For me and my trading goals, right? And what I have seen to be possible, right? But we are going to launch it on NVIDIA. We're going to do 5% of our portfolio. We're going to click paper trading. And I always tend to have a tendency to minimize how awesome what we're doing here is, because it's just so easy. But literally, I clicked NVIDIA, I click 5%, I click paper trading, I press start strategy, and now I have a fully automated trading bot that is running on paper trading, running my exact strategy, exactly as I outlined it on NVIDIA. That is literally the exact thing that I wanted, right? And it's so hard for me to properly emphasize how simple this is, and how the simplicity is just, something that you probably have never seen before, right? And just a real true development in the way we approach trading, right? So anyways, all that to say is, I really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, you have any trading strategies, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Similarly, if you know anyone who's interested in this kind of stuff, I know it's very niche. And so I'm sure if you are interested in it, you probably know other people who are interested in it. Share this video with them, because the thing is, again, we are not venture backed. I built this company for people like you and I, who have this deep passion and deep desire to, achieve financial freedom our way, right? And have some control over the outcomes of our lives, right? We don't want to trust Wall Street, and we want to do it ourselves, right? And again, we have struggles with family, right? We have struggles with fear and greed, and maybe we're on vacation, maybe we have work. All these things take us away from trading, right? And actually doing the consistent, reliable work that is needed to be successful in trading. And so again, if you know anyone who has these problems, or you are someone that has this problem, consider checking out our software in the link below, or share this video with someone who might find it helpful. Okay, we are here to help. It's literally why I feel God put me on earth, is to help out folks. So again, if you have any questions, leave them below. Share this video. Regardless, I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and a happy New Year, guys.